hear me? Hello? Hello? Hi. Yes, thank you. Um, I need to hear myself in this monitor, number 3. Hi. Hi, hello. 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 Hi. Can you give me a little more volume on number 3? Mix number 3. Hi. 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 Of course, I'm not gonna hear myself. It's off. Hi. 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 Hello. Hello. Oh. Now I can hear myself. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to All Souls. Good morning. Our Universalist heritage proposed that each person is made of divine goodness. Science offers that we are stardust. Whatever your beliefs, know that you are a gift inherently worth of love. You are a gift, and we are glad that you are here. Love is the spirit of all souls. In this moment of our shared journey, may you feel witnessed and honored wherever you are on your path. Let us now greet our neighbors, especially new or returning people, with our names and pronouns. Good morning, and welcome to all who are with us in the moment and to those who are catching us later on. My name is Lydia Leal, and my pronouns are she, ella. I will be serving as the worship associate for today's service. Together with Nancy Olson, Acting Director of Faith Formation, whose pronouns are she, ella, and Gay Peruvieri, our music director, whose pronouns are he, him. We are your worship team on the chancel today. Reverend Katie, our senior minister, is with us by video today and will be back in person as she returns from serving our larger faith. People of all ages are joyfully welcomed in service. However, nursery care is available if that option works best for you. I invite everyone to please complete a connection card. This card is a great way to let us know if you would like support, need assistance, have new contact information, or have an interest, comment, or question. Once completed, please place it in the offering basket. Mary Gosling's birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday. Also, as a reminder, people from the Rooted Book Group community will be meeting to hike at 11:30 a.m. today at Fort Bend in the atrium, so be there. As a reminder, Gary Bainey's memorial service will be held Saturday, October 12th at 11 a.m. here at All Souls. Again, Saturday, October 12th at 11 a.m. As we begin our time together, we acknowledge the land itself and those who have sustained it through the generations. We are upon the unceded land of the Lenape, Miami, Kaskaskia, Shawnee, and Kickapoo people who are pushed from their lands and whose children have been stolen for generations. As we strive to be a community of justice, may we continue to find ways to make reparations.
Let us enter this space of worship with these adopted words by the poet Amanda Gorman. We gather at this hallowed place because we believe in the American dream. We face a race that tests if this country we cherish shall perish from the earth, and if our earth shall perish from this country. It falls to us to ensure that we do not fall for a people that cannot stand together, cannot stand at all. We are one family, regardless of religion, class, or color. For what defines us, what defines a patriot is not just our love of liberty, but our love for one another. This is loud in our country's call because while we are all loving freedom, it is love that frees us all. Empathy emancipates, making us greater than hate or vanity. That is the American promise, powerful and pure. Divided, we cannot endure, but united, we can endeavor to humanize our democracy and endear our democracy to humanity. And make no mistake, cohering is the hardest task history ever wrote. But tomorrow is not written by our odds of hardship, but by the audacity of our hope, by the vitality of our vote. Only now, approaching this rare air, we are aware that perhaps the American dream is no dream at all, but instead a dare to dream together. Like a million roots tethered, branching up humbly, making one tree, this is our country, from many to one. From battles won, our freedom sung, our kingdom come has just begun. We redeem this sacred scene, ready for our journey from it. Together, we must birth this early republic and achieve an unearthly summit. Let us not just believe in the American dream. Let us be worthy of it.
Part of that dream that we share comes through in our covenant. This covenant that we have been saying since the beginning of this congregation is something that reminds us to hold true to our values and to things that we as a community and a congregation hold. So if you would all stand as you are able. Those of you at home, if you would like to let us know where you're lighting your chalice from, we'd love to know. We'll say the covenant in Spanish first. El amor es el espíritu de esta iglesia y el servicio es su ley. Vivo juntos de paz, buscar la verdad en el amor y ayudarnos unos a otros. Este es nuestro pacto. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. This is our covenant. Thank you. You may be seated.
Welcome to my home office. I am so grateful to everyone who said yes to this service when I put out the call, those who could be there in person and those who have met with me so that we could record their important reflections. Thank you. We are so diverse in our political views, but a value that each of us speaking today holds dear is that democracy is important, and the democratic process has long been an important and valued part of our Unitarian and Universalist faith. I have a story for you today by Sikh activist and attorney Valerie Kaur. It's a children's book that she has recently written called World of Wonder. And it is to help remind us as we are engaging in the work of democracy now and always, to remember that those we are engaging with are a part of us we do not yet know. This doesn't mean that we put ourselves in situations where we might be unsafe or feel unsafe. That's not our work to do ever. What it does mean, though, is that we are able to learn to let other people's stories into our hearts and to try to reimagine a world together. It also means that we are accountable to share our stories and to hold people accountable when they are causing harm, just as we should be held accountable when we are causing harm. And again, reimagine a world together that is truly just for all. So let us begin with Wonder Baby. Ants on a leaf, birds in the sky, sweet little bee, trees so high. Wonder Baby says, wow, whoa, you are part of me I do not yet know. Sparkling sun, feet in the sand, here comes a wave, shell in my hand. Wonder Baby says, wow, whoa, you are part of me I do not yet know. People walk by, faces are new, so many colors, points of view. Where have they been? What have they seen? Their stories show me everything. Wonder Baby says, wow, whoa, you are a part of me I do not yet know. Sad stories make me turn away, but I keep listening. I get brave. I speak, I march, I dance, I sing. Justice is what we can bring. Wonder Baby says, wow, whoa, you are a part of me I do not yet know. When I want to run and hide, holding tears and fire inside, it's hard to wonder about anyone else. So I wonder about myself. Then it happens, like a surprise, the feelings change, before my eyes. Each feeling plays a special part in showing me how to love my heart. Wonder Baby says, wow, whoa, you are part of me I do not yet know. So when I see someone being mean, I wonder what's hiding underneath. Find what makes them behave this way. Love can make us very brave. Wonder Baby says, wow, whoa, you are a part of me I do not yet know. Stars above, shimmering sea, the world is infinite, just like me. I choose to love everything alive. What do you need to grow and thrive? Earth and people, creatures too, marvelous me and radiant you. I look at you, your smile is sweet. Hold me tight, we are complete. Wonder Baby says, wow, whoa, you are a part of me I do not yet know. This is the end of the book, but the beginning of our journey together in this service. I'll see you next week.
Let's stand and sing together hymn number 348, Guide My Feet. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. Hi, can you guys hear me well? Oh, hello, hello. 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 Hi. Hi.
Now I can hear you.
Hi, okay, yay. We're gonna do something a little bit different. Usually we're like, okay, let's sing this. It's written in the hymnal, figure out. Today we're gonna actually look into our different voices. So before we sing it all together, let's sing the soprano line. And if you're not a soprano and you wanna sing it, do it. Liz, ready, go. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Altos. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Race in vain. Altos and sopranos. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Race in vain. Tenors. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Race in vain. Altos, tenors, and sopranos. Ready, go. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet while I run this race. Guide my feet
race in vain, race in vain.
Bases. Guide my feet
While I run this race, guide my feet. While I run this race, guide my feet.
Oh, let's fix this. Hold on. We had a little issue.
We missed it.
Third line. Liz? Guide. Oh, that's a little bit different. From the third line. Ready, go.
Guide my feet while I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain.
Basses and sopranos only. Ready, go. Guide my feet
While I run this race, guide my feet. While I run this race, guide my feet. While I run this race, for I don't want to run this race in vain.
Okay, now we can sing everybody together. And since we already did the first verse a lot of times, let's skip to the second verse. Ready, go.
Hold my hand while I run this race. Hold my hand while I run this race. Hold my hand while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Race in vain. Stand by me while I run this race. Stand by me while I run this race. Stand by me while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Race in vain. Search my heart while I run this race. Search my heart while I run this race. Search my heart while I run this race. For I don't want to run this race in vain. Race in vain.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was looking for some meaningful volunteer work to do when I ran across an article about a work that was being done by the League of Women Voters. I was especially excited to learn about two specific initiatives. The first one involves voter registration with newly naturalized American citizens. I have volunteered at 4 of these sessions. 3 of them have been held at the Central Library Auditorium downtown, and 1 has been at the International Marketplace. The group of immigrants, their families, friends, and sponsors gather to the room for the swearing-in ceremony. These ceremonies are incredible to witness. They generally start with a roll call where a facilitator from the immigration office starts listing all of the countries that are represented that day. Individuals stand when their home country is called. Sometimes there is only 1 person from a particular country, but sometimes there's 6 or 7. The countries represented are truly from all around the globe. The highest number that I counted at one ceremony was 41 countries represented. The participants are then asked to stand to take their oath to be sworn in as new Americans. The emotions in the room are high and celebratory. These new Americans take pictures around the American flag with their family members, friends, and sponsors. They're often dressed to the nines. Some come in their traditional clothing from their culture or their countries, and to say that they're proud and excited is an understatement. As people are filtering out of the auditorium, the volunteers from the League of Women Voters meet them in the lobby with a very simple voter registration card, and they are able to register on the spot. I've only had a few people who have declined to register. Each day, we've registered around 90 voters, which is really exciting. Most of the new Americans are very proud and eager to sign up. As a part of their process to become sworn in, they have taken some classes and they've learned about the importance of democracy, and they really do see voting as a privilege. It's so hard for us to imagine what some of them have been through, and it's very humbling to witness their excitement over something that many of us take for granted. The second initiative that I'm signed up to start helping with next week is brand new to the League of Women Voters, and it's a combination between the League of Women Voters and the Election Board. And we're going to local high schools to meet with 17 and 18-year-old students. Reps from the League of Women Voters will do a short talk on the importance of voting, voting rights, the process of voting, etc. And we will then register any 18-year-olds who are interested. The students will also have the opportunity that day to go into a voting booth and practice voting. It's the hope of the League and the Election Board that by doing this, the kids will have the process demystified for them and they won't be intimidated to come in on election day and vote. I'm really anxious to start this work. It feels like a very promising way to start first-time voters off on the right foot and becoming lifelong voters. I'll have to keep you posted on how it goes. Thanks for your time.
Hello, I'm Cindy Cook, longtime member of All Souls, irregular attender, and avoider of public speaking generally. But when Reverend Katie asked me to do this, I said, okay, surely I can explain why I do what I do and how that ties in with our UU values. Because most of the UU values are enmeshed with my personal values that I developed early on in my life. As a child, I was drawn to the political world, the election process, watching both political conventions on TV, excited to see Indiana cast its votes, and wondering who would be the chosen ultimate candidate, because back then it was not a foregone conclusion. In third grade, my friends and I helped elect Eisenhower. At recess, we skipped around outside the polling place at our school chanting, "We like Ike." In high school, Senator Birch Bayh spoke to us at an assembly, and I remember thinking, gosh, despite the fact he's a Democrat, he seems like a good guy. My views were broadening at that point. As a young adult and a state employee, I got an inside view of the good and the not so good in state government. My understanding of the federal government has grown during years that I've been able to advocate for type 1 diabetes research, meeting with members of Congress and their staff. All these experiences help me form my opinions on political issues, and they make me realize that many, if not most, of our government policies have both advantages and disadvantages, unintended consequences, and a real need for checks and balances. And especially important, the fact that our being involved is good, is necessary, and it's impactful. I also came to realize that not all who lean differently on issues are idiots. At least many of them that I have met seem to be intelligent, educated, and caring, which is why I get uncomfortable with demeaning and polarizing language. It's why I'm an extreme moderate, drawn to organizations that are nonpartisan, that promote civil discourse. It's why I'm active in the League of Women Voters and Braver Angels, and I help with voter registration and education. In my thinking, all of that does tie in with our UU values: respect for everyone and their inherent worth and dignity, equity and compassion in human relations, and of course, use of the democratic process. In closing, I want to encourage two things. Come to Adult Forum next Sunday. We will have a member of the Indy League of Women Voters who will be doing a presentation, and it would be nice to have a warm audience welcome for her. And last, vote. Thank you.
Hymn number 320. The pen is greater than the sword, to wield a blade or write a word. We need the skill which hands accord. A surgeon slakes a knife to heal. Assassins do the same to kill. His axe has according to their will. I pick the cherries from a tree to break the branch and let it die. For good or ill, my hands are free. With fingers I can soothe a brow, or make a list and strike a blow. Kindness or cruelty I bestow. Then let us now this lesson see. Like life itself, our hands can be for evil use or charity.
My name is Betty Lynch, and I have been working at the Marion County Election Board since the 2020 presidential election as a temp employee. I'm at the warehouse located on East Washington Street. I start on the proofreading team. We make sure the correct names are on the ballot and that they are spelled correctly, and all the necessary items are on the ballot. There are 621 precincts in Marion County, and there can be that many different ballots or more, so it can get complicated. Then I switched to the mail-in ballot team. We process the applications, enter them into the system, making sure the voter is registered, and we verify the information provided. The application must be signed because the signature will be matched with the ballot when it's returned. We have this huge machine, I mean a machine as big as my living room, and that machine will print the ballots. That machine will print the correct ballot for the voter and addresses and stuffs the envelopes with inserts. This is a very accurate system and a real time saver. All ballots must be hand initialed by 2 election clerks by law. We file the applications, and when the ballots come back, we pull them and match them with the ballots for signature review. There's always a Democrat and a Republican working together when these signatures are reviewed. Then the ballots and applications are held until Election Day. Teams arrive to open the envelopes and get the ballots ready for the machines to read. Each team has a Democrat and a Republican working together. This is one of my favorite parts of the process, seeing all of us all working together. These are volunteers. They also open all the ballots from the early voting sites. It's a big operation, and there is a dedicated, efficient team processing the votes. The ballots are locked up each night in a cage, and it is literally a cage from top to bottom. I'm so proud to be part of this operation and would be glad to answer any questions you may have. Voting is an important way we can take action as you use to further the inherent worth of all people. We can make a difference. Thank you.
First, I'm going to light a chalice for all of those who have been deeply affected by the devastation from Hurricane Helene, and lighting this candle so that we keep them in our hearts and minds this week. I'm also going to light a candle for all of the struggle and the loss and the pain going on in the Middle East right now. May we also keep them in our hearts and minds this week. And in our community, Crystal Francis and her husband and her family, we're holding them in our hearts because Crystal's aunt, Sharon Eagle, from, let me get this right, Gamaliel, Kentucky, died recently, and she is the last of that generation. We will be holding them in our hearts. And for each of you and those in your lives who may be holding a joy or a sorrow in your hearts, let us just take one moment and hold those. Thank you.
multitasking. I rest in this love. I'll hand that back to you.
When I was younger, every election day I had the day off. I remember waking up super early to go to the nearby church and waiting in super long lines with my mom. However, I didn't mind as much as I got a sticker and candy and a photo out of it. It wasn't until that I got older that I saw firsthand how politics affect the lives around us. When I was 10, after a contentious election where I saw my family stress more and more, I woke up to the news that the result of the election had not gone in our favor. Although I was young, I was old enough to understand what this meant for me and my family. At that time, I soon realized that I wouldn't be able to afford to watch and stand by to what happens in the future. In the 2020 elections, I remember standing in such a long line that it extended from the back ends of the parking lot to the road. I remember seeing cars slow down, indicating that they were going to pull in, but saw the line and then left. Not only was the intimidating line an inconvenience that drove people away, but also the people who were convincing others to change their mind through invoking feelings of guilt and shame. This was a clear attempt to suppress the vote of people in my community, and while it may have worked for some, my mom and I knew that 3 hours was nothing compared to another 4 years. At this moment, it is clear as day that our democracy is in jeopardy. While some are able to turn their backs to policies that have drastic effects on others' livelihoods, I know that I cannot afford to do the same. My values, my experiences, and my Unitarian faith put me in the position where I cannot bat a blind eye to injustice. This coming November will be my first time voting. When I walk, When I walk into that booth, I know I am voting for something that is bigger than myself. I'm voting on the stories about inhumane treatment at the border. I'm voting on the right for women's control of their own bodies. I'm voting for the future education of our kids. And I'm voting for those who cannot. I'm voting for my mixed status family and those within it that cannot vote. I'm looking forward to casting my vote and putting my faith into action. And I hope that you do the same.
I'm Mike Middleton. It was 1972, and Richard Nixon was running against George McGovern for president. I turned 18 the previous year, and the 26th Amendment had passed, giving 18-year-olds the right to vote. I had wavy, beautiful, long, brown hair. I was in People's Park in Bloomington, Indiana, protesting the war in Vietnam. I felt the need to decide if my country was a good place or not. I thought about freedom and our country founded on that value. I reflected on U.S. history and saw that we had moved toward greater freedom over time, living up to that value. We had a civil war that abolished slavery. Women got the vote. Just lately, 18-year-olds had gotten the vote. I could protest and speak without fear. So the U.S. was a good place. Freedom is one of those dualities that to be free, you have to be responsible. That in part means to vote. You're free to vote, So vote to be free.
This week, we are sharing our offering plate with Faith in Place, whose vision is that people of diverse faiths and spiritualities leading the environmental movement to create healthy, just, and sustainable communities for all. Their mission is to empower people of diverse faiths and spiritualities to be leaders in advancing environmental and racial justice, providing resources to educate, connect, and advocate for healthier communities. To contribute, you can gift cash or check into the collection plate, or if online, you can go to allsoulsnd.org, where you will find a link that says Give to All Souls here on the left side. It's beneath the description for today's service. Please indicate if your gift is a pledge payment or if it's for the share of the plate, if you're paying online or using a check. Thank you for your generosity and supporting the mission of All Souls, and for your continued love for one another and for our world. This morning offering may now be given and gratefully received.
We laugh, we cry, we live, we die, we dance, we sing our song. We need to feel there's something here to which we can belong. We need to feel the freedom just to have some time alone. But most of all, we need close friends we can call our very own. And we believe in life, and we've the strength of love, and we have found a need to be together. We have our hearts to give, we have our thoughts to receive, and we believe that sharing is an answer. A child is born among us, and we feel a special glow. We see the endless journey as we watch the baby grow. We thrill to hear imagination freely run the wild. We dedicate our minds and hearts to the spirit of this child. And we believe in life, and with the strength of love, and we have found a time to be together. And with the grace of age, we share the wonder of youth, and we believe that growing is an answer. Our lives are full of wonder, and our time is very brief. The death of one among us fills us all with pain and grief. But as we live, so shall we die, and when our lives are done, the memories they shared with friends, they will linger on and on. And we believe in life, and in the strength of love, and we have found a place to be together. We have the right to grow, we have the gift to believe that is within our living is an answer. We seek elusive answers to the questions of this life. We seek to put an end to all the waste of human strife. We search for truth and equality and blessed peace of mind. And then we welcome together sense of what we found. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a joy to be together. And in our search for peace, maybe we finally see, even to question truly is an answer.
Let's sing one more time the refrain of the 4th verse. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found the joy being together. And in our search for peace, maybe we'll finally see, even to questions truly is an answer.
We close with the words of Reverend Ashley Horan, UUA Organizing Strategy Director. We say it again and again, even when the proof lies somewhere beyond the horizon, beyond our reach, beyond our imagination. This is our faith. Another world is possible. Not somewhere else, another world, another lifetime, but here and now for us and for all. Another world is possible. There's no single path toward that world, no one strategy or approach that will restore balance, heal brokenness, sow wholeness, free creation. There are many routes toward liberation, toward freedom, but the abundance of options does not absolve us of the responsibility of acting. Another world is possible. The call, the duty of each moment in history is to discern another world is possible. Who are we, and what can we bring with humility, integrity, faith? What is the context, and how can we address it with agility, resilience, skill? What is the vision, and how can we realize it with accountability, relationship, joy? Another world is possible. In this time of despair, of fear, of collapse, this time that is both like every other era and like no other time in history, it is audacious to declare our faith and to commit our work to a whole that is more free, more just, and more whole. But we are an audacious group of people in good company with many kin, and we are ready to show up and work hard and stay humble and make friends and hold that vision starting here, now, and today, with us persevering, however long it takes, until that another world is not only possible, but that another world is here. Get out to vote, get others out to vote, and let's make this world one that is just for all. Amen.
Hallelujah. Number 1017, I invite us to get some energy here as we exit the sanctuary. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free. We Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these, the world will die. Peace and freedom is our cry. Last line. Peace and freedom is our cry.
Thank you, Liz.